All right, there are three schools of thought, basically three philosophies of serving God. What is means to serve God? Okay, there's one that, okay, everybody agrees that the physical world is very deceptive. And the whole purpose of philosophy, whether we're talking about Greek philosophy, non-Jewish philosophy, is to remove yourself from the world a little bit and to look and get an intellectual view of the world and not so much of a sensual view of the world. Okay, so there's three ways to do this. Number one, there is, it's called Mussar. Mussar. Mussar is negating the physical world by pointing out how disgusting and abhorrent physical things are. How the world can trick us, right? All of a sudden you get big desires and confusion and addictions and the adrenaline starts going. You get the what is it? The anger and destruction. The world becomes too dominant. Hate the world. That's the one way. Hate the world. The world is bad. Number two is recognizing the superiority of the spiritual over the physical. That's called basically Jewish philosophy. The superiority of spiritual character traits and intellect over animal feelings and emotions. This is what's called chakira, philosophy, intellect. You use your mind and you dissect, right? What is my connection to, let's say, I like to smoke cigarettes. Smoking cigarettes, why is it bad? Why is it good? What's the alternative? Thinking about godliness, thinking about this, something like what we're learning in Chassidus, a little bit, philosophy. But then there's a whole different point in what Chassidut tries to bring is not just that the physical is bad and not just that the intellect is good, but form is over matter. This school teaches the unique quality of the material world, how wonderful and good the physical world is when it is purified. How the form, when it is integrated with the material. In other words, how wonderful and great is spiritual ideas when they are expressed in the physical world. So the physical world becomes wonderful when it's dominated by spiritual ideas, and spiritual ideas become wonderful when they are manifested in the physical world. These two are so thoroughly fused and integrated that one cannot detect where either of them begins or ends. For the beginning is wedged in the end, and the end is wedged into the beginning. One God created them both, the physical world and the spiritual, for one purpose, to reveal the light of holiness and his inner power. That's what we just talked about now about Yaakov. Only both of them together will complete the perfection desired by the Creator. That's the ideas of Chassidut. Maybe I can give you an example, tefillin. Tefillin. Now it's becoming more and more popular in Israel for non-religious Jews to put on tefillin. And some non-religious Jews put on tefillin every day. And the reason why is because exactly this. Religion, generally speaking, is to separate the physical from the spiritual. You separate the physical from the spiritual. And that the spiritual things are good, that's religion, and the bad things, that's a different world. And tefillin comes to say it's an expression of God. God is not spiritual and he's not physical. God creates the spiritual and he creates the physical. God is the creator, he creates all. Where is this expressed? Putting on these boxes of tefillin. The person is not religious. He's not religious. There was one fellow a couple of days ago that he didn't want to put on a kippah on his head. I said, I'm not religious. But he put on tefillin and he knew all the prayers. And he was standing, he was praying. Right? He was connected to God. He's not connected to the Jewish religion. He's connected to God. What is the Jewish religion? How do you connect to God? You do what God says. One of the reasons you put on tefillin. but he doesn't want to put on a kippah. Who says you have to put on a kippah? That's a religious thing, not a godly thing. Okay, that's a point to be connected. That we can be discussed. But the idea is to fill in are just physical two boxes, but you feel God wants me to do it. So it's an expression of pure godliness in the physical world. So you took the physical expresses God, and God is expressed in the physical. The uniting of these two seeming opposites together. That's what Chassidut does. This is complete perfection desired by the Creator. Okay, now story time. 1 second. Where is the story? 1 minute. Oh, good. Stop the share. Stop to this.